The new owner is not involved in the contract of sales, and my client does not even have a right to that property. Now, it will now fall back to me. And when my client is looking for his money, my brothers and sisters, where was I going to get that kind of huge amount of money? This one we're talking about, like 200 million clients. You need to be very careful when buying properties. Very careful. Because developers and owners of lands are clueless most times. That's why. Hello guys, now welcome to yet another interesting episode. Now today's episode was inspired by a challenge I had a while ago. Now this particular video is going to help clients a lot. Most times we do not see the value that our legal teams, the role they play in buying properties. It's really important. In short, I would say I'm giving them an additional star to their responsibility. They do a lot. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the business. I know you want to hear gist. Okay, so a while ago, my client wanted to buy a property. And so we went through the necessary due diligence, checking the authenticity of the property, the document, we made sure that it's free from government acquisition, it's not close to a drainage, it's not by the canal, it's not built on a canal, because of what's going on in the country now pertaining to property and demolition and all that. So we tried to make sure that we were free from all those issues. So the transaction was proceeding quite fine, but there were some parts that I didn't take note of, which my legal team called to my attention. Now, when we did the contract of sales and we sent it to the client. Now, before the contract of sales was done, my legal team went through the contract of sales and realized that this property that we're about to sell, it's a JV. And for it to be a JV, that the parties involved needs to be included in the contract of sales. Now, the owner of the land, the developer, and my client, these were the three people that were supposed to be involved in the contract of sales. Now, I'm sure you must be wondering, you don't understand what's going on. Now, my legal team brought to my notice that the JV had certain clauses. Now, one of the clauses in the JV is that the developer has no right to sell this property. Now, if at all he has to sell the property, he has to get an authorization letter from the owner of the property. 2, neither the developer nor the owner of the land has a right to sell this property. Now, they can only sell the property if the necessary documents have been signed by both parties. Now, transferring of the property. Okay, for those of you that don't know the meaning of JV, JV means joint venture, where you have two parties coming together to do a project. Now, it could be I may be the owner of the land and don't have money to finance the project, but you might have money to finance the project. So we come together, we marry, and that's how the JV comes about. So, as I was saying, okay, there are clauses in the JV which my legal team brought to my notice. Now, in the JV, which I've explained, the joint venture, both parties come together to finance a project. Now, in the JV, there are clauses that we didn't look at. 1, the developer had no right to sell or to rent or do anything to that property. That was one of the clauses, unless he gets an authorization from the owner of the land. That's one clause. 2, the second clause on that same joint venture agreement was that both parties do not have the right to sell that property. They can only sell the property only if the solicitor of the developer draws up an agreement. That's the transfer of the property to the developer. That's the contract of sale, the deed of assignment, the letter of authorization, and the Form C, draws it up, and both parties actually signs. That is the only way that both parties can sell their individual units without interference, without involving party A or without involving party B. What my legal team also realized was that the owner of the land had not yet perfected his name on that document. Now, it's been sold quite all right. But you know, when you buy a property from someone, to perfect it, you need to go to a Lausa to perfect the property in your name. Do you understand? Now, it has not been perfected in the owner of the property's name. The person that bought it now, like for example, the original owners, he bought it from the old owners. He bought it, but he has not perfected it in his name. So if my client eventually buys and we've done everything, if he wants to perfect this property in his name, the signature has to come from the previous owner. Now, for example, he bought it from A. Now, the signing, my client would have to get signatures from the old owners, not from this new owner. Now, in a situation whereby he doesn't need to go through that stage, he doesn't need to go through that first owner, if he wants to perfect it, he has to do a double consent. Double consent means he has to foot the bill for the perfection of the documents in the new owner's name and also in his name, thereby having a double consent. Now, my legal team brought this to my knowledge. Now, had it been I didn't have a legal team, trust me, would have gone through with these transactions like that. And had it been I did not even have a client that also reads, this transaction would have just been gone like that. My client would have been in danger. My client would have been exposed. And if problems had happened, if peradventure the developer dies or something happens, trust me, the new owner is not involved in the contract of sales. And my client does not even have a right to that property. Now, it will now fall back to me. And when my client is looking for his money, my brothers and sisters, where was I going to get that kind of huge amount of money? This one we're talking about, like 200 million. I would have been given a beautiful vacation in Abuja Kirikiri, or maybe Lagos Kirikiri, or is it even Panti? I would have been lounging there. People would ask, where is Temi? Oh, she went on a vacation. Vacation to where? Vacation to Panti. My people, you don't want to make that mistake. So clients, it is very important that you have your legal team. Even if your realtor is not doing that part, understand that your legal team would always have your interest. Your legal team, it is not just checking the authenticity of the documents. We no longer do that again. Lawyers have a major role to play in our lives. In every purchase we are doing, we need the legal team. They are very important. They help you cross the T's. They help you dot the I's in every transaction you are doing. What you do not know, what you do not see, every legal jargons, they help you explain it. Because it's not everything we understand. They help you explain it. And it's not just getting a legal team. Please get someone that is sound-minded, someone that understands his onions. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm not asking you to go and employ the services of a charge and bail lawyer, not the one that say objection, 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 my lord. I mean the ones that understand, that knows their onions. So you need a proper legal team that specializes in property law, not criminal law, not any kind of law, property law that specializes in property law so that you will get the best service. Now, if you don't have access to get lawyers that specializes in property law, you can reach out to us. We have agencies. We know law firms that specializes in property law, and we can recommend them to you. You do not want to get into the wrong side of of property. Now, don't be among those that will say, I cannot invest in Nigeria because kinikon, this has happened though. I had a bad experience. You had a bad experience because you did not know better and you didn't do it right. Now, and don't be too uptight about paying for the services of a legal team, a proper legal team that specializes in what you want to do. Here we're talking about property, right? So we'll be talking about the property law legal team, right? So my dearest clients, please and please, you do not want to get into trouble. Then most importantly, I would also like to speak to my clients. It's also important, I know you should have legal team that would help you go through all the documents, especially the contract of sales that are being sent to you, your subscription forms and all that. There are also terms and conditions. Please, clients, endeavor to read. Even if your realtor does not read, please read. Don't just sign anything there. Please read. If you do not understand, at least when you're sending it to your legal team, you're also asking questions. It's not like your barrister will tell you sign, you will sign. Also understand what you are signing to. And I would like to say shout out to all my clients. You guys, you read. You read and you make me read. Because when you read, you ask me questions. What does this mean and all that? Most times we do it together. So always read. So I would also like to say shout out to a very good friend of mine, Dima. She is, I would say she has been an inspiration. She made me, she's part of the people that made me who I am today. When it comes to clients, she makes me understand that every document that comes your way, you need to read. You need to protect your clients. For you, my realtors, it's very important that, we always shout to clients. Do your due diligence. How will a client not do his due diligence? How much is it, Seth? 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, at most 50,000. They cannot pay. And clients, you too. It is time for you to do your own due diligence by hiring the services of the legal team by your side. It will save you. How much is it, Self? Do you understand? Get the services of a legal team. Equip yourself with the services of a legal team so that you do not spend vacations for free. Let me tell you, those places are not very nice. If you do not even know about them, do YouTube. You will see people that you would even see stories, you will see documentaries on all these places. It's not a very enjoyable place to be. Or even if you will not go there, you will pay money. You sell a property for 200 million. Your commission is how much? Say 2 million or 1.5 million. And you are asked to pay to refund 200 million because developer japa or one thing. Where will you get it? You don't even have up to 3 million in your account. So to avoid all these things, you need to hire the services of a legal team. They would help you. They would save your life. Okay? So, and secondly, realtors, you need to read. Read everything. If a document is being given to you for your client, read it. Stop doing, you cannot read. Can you read it? Every document you are sending to somebody, read. Nigerians, we don't like to read. That's why the white man said, if they want to deceive a black man, it's true black and white. Read. You should read. Okay? So if you're just joining us for the very first time, thank you so much. You've just joined the best of the best channel where we talk about any and everything real estate uncensored. We'll be giving you the gist. We'll be breaking tables here. We don't care. All we care about is giving you the truth, the best of real estate. So you know the way we do it. Subscribe. That's that button that you're seeing there. Click it. Then there's a bell beside it. Click on the notification so that each time we bring in new videos, you will get to see, you'll be forced to see it. And share with your loved ones, share it with your enemies, share it with your friends. Someone needs to see this and learn. Bikonu. And you know the way we do it. Smash on the like button. So until I come your way next time, I am Dietime Williams, your property consultant and your best guide to all of your real estate investment journey. Remember to be well informed. Bye.